Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. I'm very excited to film this video as per usual. We are going to be talking about all of my recent acquisitions, new fragrances I've brought into my collection. I'm so excited to share these with you guys. I love just talking about fragrance. Who would guess? And yes, I do have a little bit of a different background going on right now. I know, it's wild. So out there and different from my usual. It might be a little bit much for the eyes. I am in the middle of kind of redoing my filming area right now. I just got shelving units for my perfume collection. It's gotten to the point where it's too big to fit into my closet, so we're expanding. Very exciting for me. I've been on the internet scouring for a while now, trying to piece everything together, find a vibe that feels like me. So this situation will be changing. I have a lot of pieces that are going to be coming in within the next month or so. So yeah, it'll just be updated as time goes on. Starting off the video, this portion is kindly sponsored by Malul. They reached out to me, asked me what fragrance I would be interested in trying, and so I went with 173 Candy. I believe this is their bestseller. When it comes to their brand, this is the fragrance I've heard the most about. This is a vanilla fragrance. It has a lot of great reviews, so I felt safest choosing this one. Firstly, I would like to highlight this gorgeous packaging. They recently revamped their bottles, their packaging. It looks so luxe. I love it. This mauve pink nude galaxy packaging is just gorgeous. We open this up. We have the fragrance sitting inside naturally. And this is the look of their new bottles. Is this not stunning? Great quality. The lid, the cap is nice and weighted. The bottle is nice and heavy. I love the very soft gradient effect. And all of the fragrances in this line have a little bit of a different color scheme. And I do want to mention that although this fragrance is called Candy, it doesn't smell like candy to me. It's not sickly, sugary, sweet. It is a sweet fragrance, of course, but it's nothing crazy over the top. This is actually very reminiscent to the Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods, but it's simpler, more airy, and less of a wood note. But it smells like the same type of vanilla that's used in that fragrance is also used in here. So if you like that kind of vanilla, you'll probably really enjoy this. There's a warmth and coziness to it, and it's not a heavy amber whatsoever, but that definitely contributes to that overall quality. Truthfully, I can't detect any of the citrus notes listed. I know other people do, but on my skin, this is mainly powdery, little musky, baby doll head vanilla. So if you like that nostalgic, plasticky baby doll head vanilla type of smell, I know some people do, you'll probably really enjoy this. It's not for me personally. It's just not my kind of scent. I don't really gear towards that. When it comes to Malul, I actually have a different recommendation, a preference. They also sent me the Discovery set, so I've tested all of the fragrances that are in here. We have 7 included. This is their Bliss Discovery set. They have a Discovery set that's geared more towards men and a Discovery set geared more towards women. So this is a great way to try out the brand. And they also include a discount code with your Discovery set if you were to purchase a full bottle. So out of all of these, my favorite was $5.93 Bali. This is totally unisex, and the name makes it sound like this would be a very summery, vacation, tropical kind of perfume, but it's really not giving me that. This is definitely something you can wear year round, and looking at the notes, it would seem like this perfume could be quite intense, but it's absolutely the soft version of this scent profile. It's actually a lighter perfume, and these traditionally heavier notes come off quite fresh. The resin gives this fragrance a balsamic, piney, balmy feel. You get fresh spiciness from the cardamom, suede, sandalwood, some musk. It's a little powdery. If you love sandalwood and you like the Seven Virtues Santal Vanille, I really think you're going to like this. If you like your fresh, light, keep in mind this is a lighter fragrance, so if you're looking for something beast mode, this is not it. This is going to be something more intimate, but I know a lot of my subscribers are looking for that as well. I have people on very much so opposite ends of the spectrum on my channel, people who are looking for something more subtle and personal, and then the people that are looking for something really strong. So yeah, if you're looking for something fresh, woody, natural smelling, this is a beautiful option. Next up, I received Reve Nuit from Navitus. I actually requested this from them because after I went through their enormous discovery set, I was blown away by this fragrance, and this is definitely my favorite from the whole brand. I've tested them all. This is the standout to me, and I also adore Soir Exclusive. Those are my two favorites, but if I had to pick one, it would be Reve Nuit. And this is so extremely painfully underrated. I cannot believe I don't hear people talking about this. I am testing fragrances constantly. So my boyfriend smells everything, and he will only comment on a fragrance if it really wows him. And when I wore this, he was just like, what are you wearing? And I wish I was wearing that today. So I'm thrilled to have this in my collection because this is an amazing unisex fragrance. This is just gorgeous as a shared perfume. Ladies, don't sleep on Reve Nuit, okay? If you're a girly girl with your perfumes, then okay, yes, this is not gonna be for you. But if you are down with the unisex vibe, you love your woody scents with some creamy sweetness, get on it. On Fragrantica, custard is listed as a note, but it's actually a whipped citrus cream accord that's listed on the official site, which is just delicious, delectable. And I would not describe this to be a gourmand perfume, but it has that gourmand touch, that element. This is a woody aromatic fragrance with fresh spiciness and touches of that creamy vanillic yumminess. And this does not smell like Fragrance du Bois Minuit et Demi, but I would absolutely pull for these fragrances within the same occasion. You know, they both have the woody elements, the fresh spiciness, the gourmand touch, so on and so forth. This has a real sexy warmth to it. It absolutely screams date night. Both this and Soir Exclusive have that kind of vibe to it. It's not a super casual kind of scent. Also, this has incredible lasting power, sillage, everything. This bottle, I feel like, is going to last me a lifetime. I don't think I'm ever gonna need a second bottle because the juice is just top-notch quality. I highly recommend, don't sleep on Reve Nuit. Okay, this next one I know is going to be shocking. I am a part of the club now. I have BDK's Gris Charnel. I cannot tell you how many people have messaged me, commented, whatever, telling me get on Gris Charnel. I actually tried Gris Charnel pretty much right away when Demi Rawling first started talking about BDK. It just sounded right up my alley. And at that time, when I tested it, I fully recognized its uniqueness and beauty, and I was like, yeah, that's a masterpiece, that's incredible, but it wasn't for me because of the fig. You guys know I'm a big fat fig hater. But everything else, note-wise, listed in this perfume is on a up and down. We have cardamom, black tea, iris, vetiver, sandalwood, and tonka bean. Hello. And so I decided to revisit it recently. I will do that occasionally with fragrances that maybe the first time around they weren't for me. I can usually sense if there's potential there. Maybe at some point it'll grow into a love for me, and other times it never does. But I tested this and I loved it. And the fig didn't annoy me anymore. I'm still a hater of fig, but it doesn't annoy me in this composition anymore. It's not as loud as it once felt on my skin. I still get it. It adds to that unique factor. It adds to the creaminess, light sweetness of it all, but I just adore it now. And great timing, because literally I think it was about a week after I had tried it again that Twisted Lily reached out to me saying that they now carry a BDK on their website. Do I want a BDK perfume? And I was like, funny you mention that, because I love Gris Charnel now. So if you ever want to shop Twisted Lily, you can use my code ONA10 for a discount, and it's always appreciated. It is an affiliate link, so it helps me out. Thank you in advance for all of you guys who support me that way. This is totally unisex and a stunner of a sandalwood fragrance. If you love sandalwood, you have to get your nose on this. To me, this is a sandalwood cardamom bomb with a soft powderiness. It smells dry. Woody notes can sometimes have that kind of effect. And I can't detect tonka bean, but I understand it being there just to give it this very, very light amount of like a natural sweetness. There's a slight milkiness, probably from the fig, and then I get the black tea and vetiver in the background. This smells very chic. The person that wears Gris Charnel dresses very nicely. It's nothing over the top or extra. It's just classic. I am very excited to have this in my collection now. I am part of the club. Thank you. And next up, Commodity sent this over. This was my pick. I've tried the entire expressive line from this brand, and I love Gold, Milk, and Book. And I'm so excited to have this in my collection now because this is a marshmallow dominant scent, and I love marshmallow in perfume. It's just so yummy and fun and just cozy. In fall and winter, it's such a vibe. This is a milky marshmallow tonka bean with musk and mahogany wood. And I love that this is not just so milky dominant, because that's not for me. Like, super lactonic scents are not my vibe. I am a queen, but I'm not a dairy queen. So I really enjoy that the literal milk note is quieter in here, but it absolutely contributes to that creamy, frothy kind of vibe. And I just get every aspect of this freaking marshmallow in this perfume. I get the outside powderiness, I get the fluffiness, and then that gooey vanillic inside. And my favorite part of this fragrance is the dry down, because the longer you wear it as the hours go on, it does get more woody. And you know I'm all about that. Commodity has some stellar fragrances. I think they're quite underrated for what they have to offer. If you ever want to try out Commodity, you can also use my code ONA10 for a discount. Okay, this next one, I swear I'm getting like heart palpitations when I smell this fragrance. It does something to my soul. EBK's Deep and Desire Yacht is the best freaking gourmand fragrance. I'm like shaking that I have smelled in a hot freaking minute. I don't want to like label my number one favorite, because I really can't do that. I have so many and they really can't compete. I mean, they're so different. But this is top tier, like 20 out of 10. This is the kind of scent that you cannot stop thinking about once you smell it. And I have a big fat wish list when it comes to perfume, and I naturally have to pace myself, but when I smelled this, I needed a bottle the same day. Bless Chris from the Perfume Nest, up and down, for sending me samples of EBK, for introducing me to this house. She has a huge EBK collection, so I encourage you to check her out. Truthfully, I didn't know how I would feel about this. I've heard people rave about Deep and Desire Yacht, but I didn't go to sample it right away because, you know, if you might know that people describe this to smell like a blueberry muffin. And I didn't know if I wanted to smell like a blueberry muffin. I love gourmands, but I don't like foodie gourmands usually. And I would describe this to be a foodie gourmand, but it just hits different. It is absolutely intoxicating, mouth-watering. This is a super jam-packed blueberry muffin, like just loaded with blueberries. And you know when you take it out of the oven and the blueberries pop and it's just like oozing with this juice? That's this. With a light amount of chopped hazelnuts and like fat sugar crystals on top. Although I will say I just get hazelnut in the opening. And I love this from top to bottom, but the dry down is my favorite because it becomes a bit more like a fragrance while still staying super gourmand. It gets a touch more woody. And black grapes are listed as a note, but that more so translates to blueberries to me. Very likable, incredibly intriguing. Like, I'm sorry, but you do not smell this anywhere. You don't smell anything or anyone smelling like this. Absolute powerhouse, one of the best performing fragrances in my collection. I could smell it from the decant alone without even spraying it. I could not stop thinking about this, and Eric was very impressed with this as well. Like, he was very intrigued. He kept going back to it and smelling it, and he was like, yeah, get that. And as a bonus, what a freaking bonus. I was thrilled. They actually sent me with my order. So I purchased Deep in Desire Yacht myself. A 100 milliliter bottle was $285, just for reference. And I did have to DM them on Instagram. They sent me an invoice to my email. I paid it, and my bottle arrived within a couple of days. It was a very seamless, smooth transaction. When I purchased Deep in Desire Yacht, they included Ruby and Vanilla Intense, a little 15 milliliter travel spray. We love that. And I love that it's a little mini bottle. Like, you're not missing out on the whole luxury experience. And I'm thrilled to have this because I was going to buy it anyway. This was another one that I tested from Chris, and I love it. This is another beast mode fragrance, so it's gonna take me a while to go through, even though it's just 15 milliliters. EBK overall as a fragrance house is incredibly powerful. The only fragrance that they carry that acts more like your typical fragrance when it comes to performance is the Moonstone and Tuberose. This is a rich, deep, velvety vanilla. I'm so surprised amber isn't listed as a note. I mean, there is ambergris listed, but I don't get that salty, skin-like usual ambergris vibe. This is more of an intense ambery vanilla fragrance with a prominent mandarin note, and it comes off sweet and juicy, like those mandarin cups. I don't know if you guys have ever had those, but I had them all the time as a kid, and I definitely picked that out in here. And the mandarin is actually my favorite part of this fragrance because it sets it apart from other ambery vanillas. It makes it really special. It's sparkling. It has a bit of a champagne-like quality to it, like a mandarin orange cocktail. The Gaiac wood isn't smoky at all. It's very smooth, and I do definitely get patchouli, but it's not dirty. This is actually inspired by an opera house, and I 1000% get the vibe. 10 out of 10 perfume. My top recommendations from the brand are Ruby and Vanilla Intense, Deep in Desire Yacht, and then Ruby and Vanilla Neroli. My number one favorite being Deep in Desire Yacht. Next up, this is a very underrated brand. Have you guys heard of this fragrance? This is from Neela Vermeire, and this is Bombay Bling. And I tried this because of Charlie, or Phoenix, here on YouTube. She's raved about this in a couple of her videos, saying it's just a gorgeous, summery, fruity fragrance, and it has a prominent note of mango, which is my favorite fruit of all time. And usually mango lets me down in fragrances because I find it underripe, green, sour, or overripe, kind of smelling like it's rotting. But it's perfect in here. This is a beautifully unique tropical mango fragrance, so underrated. In the opening, for the first couple of minutes, I was like, okay, it's fruity, it's fun, I like it. You get mango, lychee, blackcurrant, and even though I enjoyed the opening, at first I wasn't like, oh, I need a bottle. It was a like. A couple minutes later, it starts to shift and develop so much character and depth and uniqueness. The woody notes and tobacco distinguish this from other fruity perfumes, but that's never loud in here. It's not the forefront, it's just there to ground it and give it that depth. This is mainly a blend of multiple fruits, tropical yellow florals. We have ylang ylang, frangipani, vanilla sweetens it up as well. If you are looking for a summer fruity gourmand, look no further. This is a very uplifting, happy scent, and this was actually inspired by the buzzing, busy, colorful side of India, and they captured that very well. It's very interesting, and there is a lot going on in here, but it just blends together seamlessly. And the last one I have to share with you today is Kayali Utopia Vanilla Coco 21. I finally added another Kayali in my collection, and this is just perfect for summer coming up. It is such a vibe. It's so likable, appropriate for any age. It just smells like a good time. You have no responsibilities. You have the day off. We're going to the pool, sipping on pina coladas with little umbrellas tucked inside. You're wearing a sun hat, big sunglasses. It's a vibe. This is very yummy, and there's coconut milk listed in here, and coconut is definitely a dominating factor in this perfume, but I more so get a coconut cream quality because it has that thicker, creamy consistency. And then obviously vanilla is the other dominant note in this perfume, but it's very different from the vanilla that's used in Vanilla 28. Vanilla 28 is that boozy brown sugar vanilla extract like vanilla. In here, it's like a creamy, powdery vanilla, almost like a buttercream frosting kind of effect. And then you get an array of beautiful white florals. We have jasmine, gardenia, honeysuckle, pear blossom, tuberose, and I will mention that I hate gardenia, but this is not scream gardenia, and it's also not like a mature leaning fragrance. Like I said, it's perfect for anyone. And then you get a little bit of sandalwood and clean musk in the base. This is just delightful. Instantly puts me in a good mood. I wore this the other day, got it all over me, sprayed it on my clothing, and I was just radiating this cozy, warm, yummy aura. And this has actually been my favorite fragrance within that very well-known summer scent family. Something about it just stands out to me more than others that it might be compared to. So those are all the fragrances I have to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you might want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!